Hello everyone, I'm the Green Gamer, and this is the Green Podcast. Today I'll be talking about the comedies, haha. This is episode 2, season 2. Today I'll talk about my best jokes and other things that made me laugh, and others laugh. So, I know that kind of started quickly, but, there are... Oh god, why is there an ant in my paper? Haha, goodbye ant! But, inside the last podcast, I did talk about a lot about Bridgewater, and lots of things that happened there were really good and funny. It may take me a while to think about some things because it's been a while, but I watch The Office and I watch the holy Jim Carrey, and there are lots of jokes that I play on people and lots of jokes that I pull on people. It's the same meaning. But this is just going to be a not really quick podcast. It's going to be some type of kind of quick podcast, but I don't care. But it's going to be about like my best, making people laugh, and it's just going to be fun. So, hang on a second. From The Office, I did get the joke, "That's what she said." And I have said that a lot of times, like, "Oh, this thing's way too hard. That's what she said." What are you doing today? Relaxing? Other thing. But when people say things, I like to add on. But when I grow, sometimes I keep on saying to myself, like, when you grow up, what the heck are you going to be? Are you going to be a comedian? Are you going to be a scientist? Are you going to be something that might be good when I grow up? But one of the things that I want to be is a scientist with my best friend Phoenix, but also a physical comedian. Because I do crazy things like hurt myself on purpose to make people laugh, and honestly, I feel like that's really fun. Ever since, not, I wouldn't say last year's, but maybe 2016, 2017, I saw Jim Carrey's act as Fire Marshal Bill, so I decided to go ahead and dress up as him, and it went really well, but after that, I haven't been really able to feel pain, and that's also a good thing, because then it's going to help me succeed in my physical comedian career. But, some things that I do is, like, fall down on purpose. That's one of the ways that I actually got out of Miss Kirchhoff's class. I fell down on my chest, and I got out. Thumbs up right there. But, some more kind of things are, like... Sorry. It's just really cool to see him pop out of nowhere. One time, at my old school, they used to make little newscasts, and, I would always, if I ever saw one, I would always just do, like, a little dance and then fall down on the ground, dive forward, fall down on the ground. Remind you, this is all on concrete, so it was really good. But I kind of get my laughing and funny career from my dad, and that's really the one that I have to thank for all of this. And Dad, if you're listening to this, I really gotta thank you, because you've helped me succeed inside my comedic career. But lots of people have helped me. I have 3 funny, hilarious friends. 4, actually. Steven, I'd gotta say, makes me laugh the most. The way he adds on to the jokes that I make is just amazing how he does that. He will take the joke that I said and twist it on its head and make it even more funny. I gotta think here. Whenever... And I also get my comedic from, like, other people, like Ryan Wilson, Jim Carrey, Steve Carell, lots of people. But they're always, it kind of holds a special part in my life, because without comedy, I don't know how I would turn out to be. I used to always be a shy introvert. I know it's crazy, but if you ever met me in real life, you'd always be like, how is this guy a shy introvert? I mean, you'll kind of see that inside me, but not that much. I mean, you'd see a little bit of introvert when we first meet, but I'm really an out there guy. Like on Halloween, most times, I go up to people and be like, hey, Freddy! Chica! Balloon Boy! And I'm only naming Five Freddy's characters. Freddy Krueger! I don't know, lots of other people. But, I would, one part of my personality is definitely to yell. I yell a lot, and I feel like a Steve Carell thing is, it's always better when you yell. Not always better, but not like inside arguments, it's never better. But, it's really just something that I do a lot. And, some things that I do, I already mentioned all this, but, I can't really talk about many jokes that I've said, but, yeah, I don't really know. This was not a good podcast choice, because I can hardly think of anything that I have done that has succeeded me inside my career, but, I can assure you, I make people laugh all the time, and sometimes when I get sad, I try to stay away from comedy and just be sad, but I can't. It's just impossible for me. I try to just be, like, sad. And one time I had a couple times where I've broken down in tears, but after I'm done with tears, I make jokes like, okay, now what are you gonna get? Ugh. Molten lava cake, please. But as you can tell from probably like the first episode that I ever pulled, you've heard me getting a lot more excited for making YouTube videos, and I was trying to time them and stuff, and I'm trying to do some things with it that will be fun and joyful with the experience that my viewers get. I have no idea what else to say. Oh yeah, that's also, I do sing some things that I say, like people, but it's just, it reminds me of, I don't know, something, but it's definitely not a good podcast choice. Okay, now I'm gonna go straight back to Bridgewater, and we're gonna talk about that, because I can barely remember some, but, okay, here's what. So, one time with my third period class, my third period teacher, he had his phone out, he was doing something, but then he looked at me, and you know how you can put like a ball under your shirt and it makes you look chubby? Well, I did that, and I started bouncing around, just like, hi folks, I'm yada yada man, Ugh. And I can't tell if he was filming me or just looking at me with his camera or something, but it was really, I'm glad I can make other people laugh, and it's difficult to make the stubborn people laugh, but with enough effort and belief, you can do it. Kind of like with anything. You can go up to someone and say, hey, ooh, excuse me, hey, what you doing? They make a sentence like, my life has been hard. That's what she said. Make them laugh. But what I'm going to say right now is, if you ever see someone down, don't try to make them laugh. Because I've tried that many times, and it's kind of not worked out very well. But if you go up to someone and try to make them laugh, and they don't succeed on what they're going to do, then why is Matt Pat inside my picture forever? Okay, fine, whatever. But if they don't laugh, just don't keep on trying. They obviously don't want to laugh. So, because either they're having a tough time and laughing is not the best medicine, but now that I've kind of grown older and mature, I find more different stuff funny. Like, different stuff funny. Not like saxophone or saxophone. Saxophone. Yes, saxophone. None of that. None of that. No, thank you. That's just disgusting. But, The Office is kind of right up my alley. It fits with my kind of personality. There's a lot of yelling, and that's why I watch it all the time. And that's why you have like 10 pictures of someone from The Office on here. But some things don't make me laugh. Some things do, and whenever I'm down, I usually don't laugh. But granted, when someone else is down, don't make them laugh, like I said. But some things just aren't something to laugh about. Like, I know you might get in a fight with a friend, but then you can laugh that off later. But if you're like going through like, I don't know, sad and started smoking or something like that, don't laugh about that later, because that just it probably won't make you happy unless you're a different person. I'm not telling you what to do, just suggestions on what you should do and what you might want to do. But all right, now to move on to Bridgewater and times there. Like I said, lots of my friends are really funny and stuff. But one year, I was at a friend's birthday party, and they had this couch that there was a crack in it that I could fit in. That's what she said. But there was a little thing that I could go into and fit into. So I did that, and I was the only one to be able to fit inside there, and it was really cool because it was fun. But when I went under there, I actually scared someone that it was a sleepover, and they all woke up, and I was still under there, and I poked my head out, just like, "Hey, folks, what you doing?" They all screamed, and it was hilarious. But while I was under there, Steven and Frankie were still both awake, and so I went under there, and there's pokey things inside there everywhere. And every time I moved, I had to say "ow" because it hurt. And like I said, physical comedian, sometimes it doesn't hurt, sometimes it does. But every time I said "ow," it kept on going repeatedly, and they just kept on laughing. So even times when it didn't hurt, I still said "ow." And it's always going to hold a moment inside my heart. Because I know that sounds weird, but I don't care. It's still going to happen. But ever since, say, the fourth, halfway through fourth, I'd say, I've always been I started to be kind of coming out there, like out of my shell, kind of like with most people. But before that, I was just very shy. I hardly want to do stuff. But sometimes when I go to different places, I want to stay with my parents and other friends that I have. Kevin. But unless I find somebody to have a good time with and someone that's not annoying, I will go there. That also reminds me of one time I was going to a little skate park. Not like skateboard park, but just like roller skates called Let's Skate. I don't know if you heard of it. And there was these two girls. We were practicing inside the practice ring. And these two girls came up and said, "Hey, what you guys doing for the baby ring?" I said, "I don't know. I'm just doing it. I'm just having a good time." Then they said, "Well, if you're inside that baby ring, you're a baby." and they said something else, and I can't remember it because it's very vague. But oh, it's into the slideshow. Here, hang on a second. I know this is. I'm just gonna go ahead and restart it there. Hang on a second. Just hang on. Nope. There. But they come up and they say, yada yada yada. Well, if you're in there, you're a baby. So I said, well, if I'm a baby, then that means I can relive life, and you will die, right? You will die when you grow old, and I will still be alive. And I'll probably be dancing on top of your grave, like, booyah, I'm a baby, and I'll win. Yeah, but it was a good one. My brother, he always was just like, yo, Red, and that was funny. I can't think of any other places where I've made someone laugh like dearly. But like I said, if I hear someone make a sentence and it's very witty and cool, I will probably add on to it with a joke. This podcast probably won't be that long, but it's the second one and it was not a very good topic because I can't think of anything. But if you ever meet me in real life, if you say a word or a sentence, I'll probably add on to it with a joke. I'll probably make you die laughing. I can tell you that. Blech. I'm also good at karaoke. Yeah, that's true. I think this might have to be the end of the podcast. It's not very long, but I'll have to find out a different one. A different topic, because this one was not a very good topic. But, I'll probably figure out one more. Hang on a second. You're gonna hear it go silent for a second. Hang on. Alright, so I thought of one more by looking at a picture. This is the time that I feel like I've laughed the most, and maybe possibly I'll probably do some try not to laugh videos in my time, but one time we were at our old house, or some house, I don't know, and my dog, Coco, she was running around and was about to jump onto my lap, but she jumped, and then barely made it onto the couch, but she was still clawing to get on the couch, but then fell backwards on her back. And that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life so far. And I still have that picture inside my head this whole entire time. It's hilarious. But I hope you all enjoyed this podcast. I'll probably make more either next weekend or the weekend after that if I come up with a better topic. But again, I hope you all enjoyed. Have a nice rest of your day. I'm the Green Gamer. I love you all. Smooch, smooch, kiss, kiss. Goodbye. Bleep.